We need to steamroll better. I think this is what this format is about. You want to be attacking because everything is your turn matter. Like sagas trigger at the beginning of upkeep or at the beginning of draw step. So they grant you abilities during your turn. Equipments are better when you're attacking. So it's only the town deck and everything else wants to attack. But even the town deck, I don't know. Town deck looked pretty good actually. Surveil to gain 2 life. If this spell was cast from yard, exile it, then put it onto the battlefield, transform under its owner's control with a finality counter. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, put it in hand. Add 2 other creatures you control, get +2/+2 and trample. And it's a 4/4. That's a good card. Well, this was great when we had it. Mill 2, return something. Protection with bonuses. Shall we repeat? Should I just repeat the last deck? Do it right. I'm tired of drafting green because I kind of always fall into green somehow. I'm gonna take the mage. And obviously, regret it immediately. What's that? Destroy target artifact or enchantment. This card looks great, by the way. Syncopate, Ice Magic are both good. I'm gonna still take that. We can splash it. It's too bad it's not a real saga. Or we can just move away from our first pick. Otherwise, this would work, but it's weird to take it this early. Syncopate, Ice Magic are both good cards. If we just want to force that, but I'm not quite ready to force yet. Plus, maybe we end up in 3 colors. Counterspell? Huh. I mean, OG Counterspell is still good, even if counterspells are not that great anymore. Some formats they are, but this looks like a really fast format. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent, well, this would be a card for our deck. I'm gonna take Prima Vista if we want to build that, because we were struggling to find spells, and this looks like a really good one. I want to try it out. Choose target creature you control and target equipment. Gain control of that equipment until end of turn. Attach it to chosen creature. When you lose control of that equipment, if it's attached to a creature you control, unattach it. What? Also, it would be a combat trick if they have equip. I didn't get the impression that counter spells were that good. Transform this land. Whenever this attacks, draw a card. What? That's actually sick. So we have to decide, do we go town? By the way, this card has been great. We could do towns, but like we don't have anything for towns yet. There's UFO and this town. It's actually awkward that we passed the other one then. Otherwise, another Sahajin. Or maybe even this is really important. I'm gonna take that because we were struggling to find expensive cards. Scout, Pirate, Rogue? Why would that card be good? Whenever you cast a spell, you don't own, put a +1 counter on each. So you need other Rogues, Pirates, Scouts, which are not that many. This card was great, but we don't have artifacts now. Maybe I can still go. We can try to pick that. Maybe we get there. I'm not sure what Rogues are there. Oh, that's great. Maybe I'm supposed to be blue-white artifacts. But this card is just good, like 2 mana, 2/3, crew 1, flying Vigi, even if you're just using it for a flyer. Yeah, there's also Vendor. Now we picked a bunch of cards that don't do anything in artifacts. Well, but then you get that. So it's hard to say. I mean, it's early access. People are trying stuff out. Maybe it's just better to decide. To do, okay, this card seems terrible. We're here again. Now we have some stuff. We have a lot of payoffs also. I like Syncopate. Syncopate does work with those. Sword also works. Sword would also work with Cargo Ship. Kinda like it. When the Vista works with Cargo Ship. Put a creature card exiled with this onto the battlefield tapped. And when do they exile? Non-token creature opponent controls dies. Late UFO. Maybe that's how we need to draft it. Just proactive stuff. We get 2 to get better. I don't know. There's just no rogues at all. This is a cleric. I mean rogues. Pirate, rogue, scout. Chat. Do we have some in the set even? Spec has nothing for us though. Equipment. Deal 6 damage to any other. Just gonna take it still. Oh, that card is sick. Enters, you may cast against a sorcery from a graveyard. Brainstorm. Another sword, but might wield. This is really important. The issue gets that we're loading now again on some creature stuff. Should I be just taking one of these cards? But obviously that's a better card, but I'm gonna take this now and hopefully we wheel one of these. They're not really that insane. Another one. No, here I think I gotta take something that redraws. Even, I mean, this card is really, really good, but it's also any graveyard, by the way. For each artifact you control, wow. There's another Vista, but one is fine. Okay, there's that. It's really hard to... If you don't get the Thunder Shock or whatever the card is, and Ice Magic is important. If you don't get those, you're playing all this expensive stuff. These just don't work. We have 2 ways to ramp into the ships. Tutorial, but tutorial in this deck doesn't look that great because it doesn't trigger. Let's try this. We have 2 ways to ramp is interesting. Into that. Okay. Funny is we're gonna end up with a lot of equipment, so maybe the rare would be good. Is this a rogue? No. Would be sick if something like that was a scout or a rogue or any of these creature types. There's a removal. Even though this didn't perform that well. I mean, it's still fine when you're playing tempo. When is this gonna be good? It's good with that, maybe. Or a really medium equipment. Ooh, that we get. I know there's a brainstorm, but it feels like this is more important. Well, brainstorm also doesn't, we don't have anything that shuffles. But this one actually triggers stuff. We're completely all in on these, but we have a lot of payoffs. We just need the shocks. This back. Another 4 or what? 2 drop. We don't have equipment. What is that? Wait. Whenever you gain life, put charge counter. What? That does nothing. You need life gain. Yeah, let's try that. We are expensive. That's the only worry. But we have good stuff to copy. Okay, Ice Magic. Gotta take that. You may play the Exile card without playing its mana cost. If you control 4 or more legendary creatures, hide away 4 or more legendary creatures when. So we can get opponent's removal. We have 1 removal here. Ice Magic is an interactive spell. So this is the issue, right? We have so many 4 drops. So you just are dependent on shocks in this sort of deck. Even if these cards are really good to trigger stuff. Well, we did get all the payoffs though. Ooh, shock, what? Pick 5? It's way more common to get the extra sheet and depends on what card. Some are pretty good, some are just more constructed cards that don't really do that much in limited. Fire Magic would be probably okay-ish. I guess. We are maybe lacking 2 drops. So, Syncope, did I take a Syncope? I didn't. But I mean, there's a big gap here between taking the Shopkeep or Katana. Katana is really good. Maybe we actually need the Blazing Bomb more, because this is how we don't fall behind with so many of these expensive stuff. You just then later sack it. This is another expensive thing, and we have one already. Been pretty impressed by Ice Flan, but we're already so expensive. Mage. We have better stuff than Mage. I don't know. Don't have towns. Well, that card is pretty good in our deck. But all the 4 drops. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. They were expensive. Okay, we will that. We're fine. we can just mass remove.
I got tired of
Josh, thank you. Well, I guess the Wyverns died to fire magic. Maybe one Vista. This stays. Sword is good with ship, but I don't know if we can play 2. And it does trigger all our stuff. Well, this one gives us 2 triggers, but it's 3/3 is worse than 4/3. Maybe we cannot afford Katana, even though the card is really good, but we want to worry about the triggers. And that's the deck. Upside is high. Probably keep this. What is one again? The 3-drop rare. Definitely not. Definitely not. Just read the card. Just read the card and you're gonna understand it. As simple as that. It's a 3-mana 2/2. Do you think that will connect? Ninja? They might have their own ice magic, which I guess it's still a 1/1. Or a 2/1 once we get it back, but yeah. So we eject here. Yeah, I'm not buying IZZET actually. It's so clunky. But then again, opponents is also on some 3-color shenanigans and they're getting all the stuff out on curve. That card, is that worth splashing? You need birds. Still gives you a card even if you don't have birds, but yeah. I put mountains. I think I did. This would already be big if I had mountains. Oh, come on. Give me a slack arena. I mean, what are we gonna do? What happened there? Why did they get a card? Didn't it show like they got another card? It was weird animation. Might be too late. So at least I can go these 2. What is this supposed to do? So it gives them a creature or an artifact if it's on top. So they get it, they flip it, and then sack an artifact. Okay, so they can sack a foot and pump everything. I don't think we can get from this anymore. We stumbled too much, now they tap. Sentinel is great, actually. That card just fits almost every deck. We would probably play it to have a better board presence early. Yeah. This is instant speed. No sorcery speed. This goes through maybe, but still. This is a really good trade for us. And then we get a card +3 there. Okay, but now we're doing stuff. And luckily they are also playing mono 4 drops, same as we do. So they cannot double spell. Next turn they can get 8 power flying. And that's a 2-turn clock. While this would be then +6. Well, we also have lethal if they tap out. This goes up to 3. Well, then this can block, yeah. Because issue gets that the bomb doesn't deal with the turret now. So we would need an expensive removal spell. That doesn't do it, right? So we would need... So if I retrieve, it's 3, 4, 5, 8 damage. We gotta draw. And we can still get an expensive removal spell, and that would win. What do we have? I mean, removal would keep us alive. Yeah. Man, so close actually. Fire magic plus bomb, what do you mean? Oh, fire magic plus bomb with... Yeah, you're right, because it's 1 mana. It is 2 AM for me, guys. My brain is not functioning anymore. What are you gonna do with... You gotta keep. But this is the issue with IZZET in general. Although expensive decks are working for some of our opponents. We need 1 land and we're kinda okay-ish. Well, we only are a land away for this to function, so... I think you gotta keep that. Bro. First strike trample. Whenever deals combat damage to a player until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to that player permanent, it deals double that damage. So I guess we deal with that. Okay. 1-3. Pretty good here. Okay, now we go here. We have time to set up. That's important. A little bit weird because you have to play it alongside all the 4 mana spells, and that doesn't add to the board. It does add a counter, I guess, at least, but I don't know. Okay, now I probably don't even trade, even though we have another one, but we have fire magic. Otherwise, I kind of wanted to attack. But then again, like, they really don't have a lot of cards, so... can do this for 1. But in this case, it's just better to trade it, probably. Since we have another one. This also wouldn't be bad to just copy 1. Gain control. Oh, that's pretty good. Get a freaking treasure. Even. I think I just chilled this turn. Okay, this card does a lot for being kind of a threatening effect, but it's a body. It steals something lifelink. No, they cannot change our equipment. We're the one in control of equipping, so... Wait, these are legendaries? Oh my god. I keep on punting now. I'm just keeping this up because there's go white pumps. I mean, the play was still the same. I just copied the wrong thingy. But now I know. Like, similar to Ixalan, I have this feeling about this set. And then, like, the same as that, if you had cheap removal dealt with something like that, then you were fine. Otherwise, the game is over. And we kind of have to do that. Probably still that. Bunny? I want all the value. These are legendary. That I know, but it wasn't obvious for the equipment. Make 3/1/1s and we take 6. Can block, I guess. Probably gonna take this still. So we're there on 2 cards. We still draw. This would then block. This would go to 3, block that one. It's close. But we take 5 here. And now they deal with that. If they don't have a creature who can block here, well, it's annoying. Maybe I regret not blocking now, but what if I go to... Still block. We don't want to take any damage anymore. They're getting the pump. This card is actually pretty good in an aggro deck. Higher upside, way higher upside. But the straights here. Come on. I'll block there if they attack. 5. Now we just jump. But I guess this is not even bad. They don't have cards. They should have equipped. So they trade for 2. Sure. Go big or go home. Two blockers. Guess I'd rather chump with the 1/1. So we can equip and then deal with something. Sure. I don't know, maybe this is refreshing though, because it's such a different set. I'm not sure if I like it, but it feels, it's obvious what you need to do. Obviously, I'm messing on some triggers and I'm misreading cards now when it's 2 a.m. It feels like you just kind of, one player is doing something like proactive and you just need to answer that. And that's the whole plan. Man, the upside is again high and maybe Fire Magic gets us back. We're keeping that. But need 3 mana for this to... Well, who knows what they play. But versus like a red-white or something, this deals with the board usually. It's a green-black. Okay. Well, now we have this on 3. Here, 1 permanent. Classic Junt. Okay, this is not that bad. Unless there is an instant speed removal. So maybe safer is then to... This is by far the highest upside. Get another 4-3 if they don't have the destroy target. Probably we should play around it. Destroy target artifact. They have nothing. Still alright. Plus maybe saving a spell if we get a payoff also matters. Ouch. Oh, we can bounce it. This is instant. Not the greatest here because we lose some momentum. Wait, shuffle your library, mill 4 cards, put each creature card mill this way onto the battlefield. They gain haste. That's actually value. Funny. Okay, what? What? Was that worth it? Was that worth it? Wait, then it's 8 mana. Well, just set up, right? So if we take 5, we might be fine. This tramples, by the way. Wait, that's Captain Lannery again? If they deal with it, they deal with it. We have other stuff. Sure. No, we just make that. Although making another flyer is actually pretty good. This is harder to interact with though. Because they can deal with this in response. Let's go. We're just cooking with the worst deck we had in the previous run. That kinda indicates that maybe this archetype is not that bad. It just feels like we're so expensive. But once we start cooking, it's fine. We have this pseudo combo again, which means it's harder to fall behind when you can just deal with something on 3 when you're drawing. Take 1. Huh. Bump versus bump. Do you just attack in this case? Guess you do. It's gonna grow. Oh no, you definitely attack. Because they need exactly this card for this to grow. Wait. That's a cheat. How greedy. We cannot block because this deals with it. Well, if I go here, I could just deal with the 3-3. Okay. Greed it is. This, by the way, attacks also for 1,000,000 for +5. I'm gonna take that. Counter spell. Could be syncopate. But it's not that bad. We still drew. Well, they didn't go for 4, so they have something else. Sure. We're so far ahead here, then we just still deal with the 3-3. There are scenarios where this grows. No, let's pass. We can block if we want to. Because then this survives. But next turn we can go this. And technically just try to play that and we win if they have nothing. And we draw either way. Tactician is completely crazy. What a card. I haven't seen that card in action yet. Ooh. Counter and a tap. Okay, that's pretty good for them. Oh no, but we can pay. So if we expect a counter now, have this up as well. I mean, it's already busted. It doesn't need to be a 1-4. Oh, I mean, it would be too strong, probably. Can be countered, by the way. But they can tap one of our creatures. Okay, they're gonna always tap that. If they tap the 4-3, we get another pump. Too many counter spells. It's too random. You cannot play too many counter spells, I think, in this format. It's too random who's ahead, because everything steamrolls so fast. But Syncopate actually synergizes with your 4 or more mana cost. You can overpay for it even. I like these spells archetypes. Black Red is maybe my favorite, style-wise. Okay, mono blue. But by the way, this is my favorite by what I consider fun, not what's the strongest, honestly. I don't know what's the strongest yet. Try to curve out. Yeah, I don't know what's with the mana. we crew with this. Because the 2-1 still blocks. Or it can crew. Whose idea was to print another printing champion? This format also looks really aggro, Scarlet. I mean, it's hard to tell at this point, but from what I've seen, you can fall behind pretty fast. Let's contest the rat, huh? Even if we take 5. Okay, was that a bluff? Or did you just need a treasure that badly? They could have the 3-2 that deals with something. You just need a treasure. Make them replay it is not that bad. Setting up is pretty awkward. Or versus 3, but I might want to block. I think I'll block. Because you have card draw. We're gonna be basically tapping out for not much efficiency. Like this only trades. Wait. They had another one. Because they didn't top it, we would see that. Actually sucks. You know, this got complicated. You need to draw, put a counter here so it matches, this matches. Put a counter there, I need to crew it, that's bad. I do get an attack, but that doesn't matter that much. Oh, come on, bro. Cannot play that. We can cast this with the mana, but we need a red source first. I'm double blocking if they re-equip. It's what, 4 mana the whole turn. Can get ice magic back if I get a land. They'll block with these two? Probably not. What's that? Mill 2 cards, then you may sacrifice this land. When you do, return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. The flyer is the problem. You can double block the wall. Plus they have to tap for the wall. Okay. This can double block. Just adds to the board. Set up. Okay, that's a 1-3 still. No way. Okay, we're so done if they have something. Fetch. Well, if we get a land, can get that. Well, we can get that back either way. Or I can get this, then we grow. I can pump and deal with it. That's maybe the play. I have to use the turn. Just still sorta bad. Guess I do that next turn actually. The idea is if they use that, we only take 3. I mean, we only take 1. Now we take 3, but they cannot use that. And we deal with this, and they don't have a board. Top deck, okay. Well, eject is also pretty decent. Make them recast it. Okay, we can raise this. Okay. We basically have lethal if Saga Jinj survives. Okay. What's Shantoto, the 0-4? Yeah, that card is great. I've been pretty impressed by the Blazing Bomb. That card didn't like scream that it's gonna be any good. This is specific, but on the draw we might just play Fire Magic before everything else and that might be alright. Or not. Okay. So I'm playing Shantoto just to maybe still have that available. Plus it just draws if it survives. We have to anyhow. Yeah, but even if they deal with it, whatever, it would be still okay, I think, to play this first for the upside, even if we didn't have the second one. Because at this point they lose tempo if they deal with creatures they cannot add to the board, and that is huge. Okay. Draw some cards now. I don't want to take 7, huh? I'll just pass. This has a block here. So basically we can block both. And this gets awkward if they have a removal, we take 7. And we don't really have that great of a plan to raise. 6 mana. Annoying. Deals damage equal to the power to each other creature. This is gonna be so hard to deal with. This card is so annoying versus our deck. I mean, versus every red deck, I guess. Maybe I want a counter here, but then they're gonna get the lands by that point. There's a way higher upside though. UFO. I could make it a 6 in their turn, but that's specific. It's actually pretty good if it works. I'm gonna actually pass. It's a sorcery still. It would be actually sick if this works. And then this is what, 7, so this also can't anything. Good. Let's go. I mean, at least this, and then maybe even that. Still have a shock hop. Oh wait, it does copy that it's a creature, right? Yeah. Keep on thinking they are sagas, but they are sagas and creatures. I don't want to take the damage. Wow. It's pretty sick. Not gonna lie. We actually passed that card, so... we actually passed that card. So now it's 2 cards and then some damage, okay. I'm just gonna pass. Who knows what hasters there can be, and we have a removal now up. Let's go. What a weird scenario. They casted a 9 mana card that was actually a liability. To be fair, we were still ahead. If they wouldn't have that, we would probably just win either way. Okay, final boss. Oh, we're playing Draft Labbers. The Jordan. I'm gonna keep because fire magic does wonders sometimes. But yeah, we need a land. Possibly like a blue source. But you can stumble a little bit with fire magic, but it's in the dark. Still gonna play that. Green is rough because a lot of creatures survive that. I'm on blue. Value. Touch. So need to do that. And we have already other spells to cast. Wait, what? You may look at the top of your card anytime. Whenever this attacked, you may play the top card. That's a cheat. Higher up sight or doesn't go anywhere. It just has to be that. Pretty stupid card actually. Okay, no creature. This into that is actually +6. Ouch. It's kind of oppressive now. Yeah, I don't think we have another option than these two. I guess this way at least we pressure. So they tap stuff down, we have a backswing. This card is really good. Yeah, but I mean these colors can do that. Or the deck set goes in. Pretty easy. This is only 1 to crew. Five two. What? I've been really impressed by Fat Chocobo. That card is so good. Okay, so that thingy flies, but we can draw into something. On Sahajin? Then the question is, do I just start equipping and attacking? Probably. Oh no, I can equip. I can equip and attack. Never mind. It's +3, not +2. I'm kind of used to what are the they were 2 and 1. No, something insane is gonna happen now if they are attacking. Okay, that's super bad for us potentially. This trample matters so much here because we had all the time. If there was no trample, we could jump. Yeah, I can get a 2-1. Just not doing enough here. And then the trample. That was close. We stumbled a little bit. That was just inefficiency early. Come on, we need that win. We need a trophy today. Okay, that's good. We just need a land. We're not doing much if we don't get a land though, but yeah, we have some time. There's a land. There's an arc. No, but this is kind of not. It's not easy to deal with this big of a body or toughness in these colors. Oh, the card is also insane. No enchantments though. What they can give us, we get the kick next turn potentially. Yeah, no, we can. But if it would grant them value, it would be obviously better for them. Oh no, they did grant them value. They got the chocobo. Oh no, this is never mind. They cannot play this turn. Bad. And I might even attack with both. Depends what we get. No, probably just that. Daisy, what's up? What's up? Okay, now we can easily just that. Eject on this is interesting. Inject on this is interesting. Well, I could eject plus that. This stays for too long. It just stays for too long. They cannot fight now. And what deals with the 4? I guess Thunder would be their whole turn. But we're still drawing, so I like keeping that. It's fine. Can eject. That's actually sick. Yeah, this card is just crazy. Every time we had it out, we were just cooking on 3. We got our second mountain, even though it doesn't matter really. Like that one. They go to 1 if we equip as well. So I'll just draw. Oh, it's 5 to equip either way. That's okay. It's okay. They go to 3. This granted us what, 5 cards this game. But this card is still insane. Still insane. So flyer. They need to spend the whole turn for that. And we go wide enough. Not really, but... Yeah, it doesn't do that much right now anymore because we're almost out of 4 mana spells. I have 2 more in the deck. 3 more. Plus 1 in hand, I guess. Well, right on time. Yeah. I don't think I want to trade the... This will eventually fade. Let's go. First trophy. I don't think it ever took me that long on an early access. But it feels like this deck was just worse version of what we had a run earlier. But yeah, this card is insane. The 0-4 Shantoto. Crazy. Had that as well. Like ultimately you want as many of Thunder Magic as possible because it's so easy to fall behind because you have all the expensive stuff in blue-red. But yeah, Ice Magic also works. It's like a split card. And Fire Magic was great. Like Fire Magic is just a good card if you're going for the late game. So it wouldn't really change much. It was weird to not play Katana, but it doesn't trigger anything. But I mean, I expected that to be a synergistic set. It is also a steamroll set because a lot of synergy steamrolls and its attack matters stuff. Even Shantoto is better on the attacks, right? It is still a decent, I mean, still a good defensive card, obviously. We were a lot of the times not attacking with it.